Watch a movie, get inspired, give back, help a charity. It's time for a movie karma watch party. Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Millere. I'm the founder of Movie Karma. We're a global community of underrepresented, socially conscious filmmakers that aim to change the world through the power of story. And we do that in a number of ways, including through our monthly A Show for a Change film festival, in which we celebrate social impact films, narrative films, documentaries, and incredible filmmakers making those social impact projects. So today, I'm really excited to be joined by an incredible guest. Ilze Millere, who did a great film that we're about to screen called Tellus. And to start off, Ilze, I just want to welcome you to the conversation.
Yeah, hi. I'm very excited to be here today, and I'm just very grateful that your lovely platform appreciated what we wanted to say with this film. I can also mention that this was actually the first festival results we got for Tellus, so it was
Oh,
a
great.
very lovely, exciting start. And as soon as I read what the festival stands for, I was just very excited because I also believe very passionately that as storytellers, as creatives, we have the power to really shape the world and make a positive change and inspire and motivate people. So I'm definitely very excited to be a part of this festival and just this new community. And yeah, so I'm a filmmaker. I'm a Latvian. I live in England right now, and my I've always been very passionate about using storytelling to shift focus on subjects that I feel very passionate about, such as environmentalism and sustainability, and also mental health, female empowerment. And so I try to use my films as a poetic way of expressing my thoughts and feelings about these subjects. And yeah.
That's amazing. We love that, and we're glad to start off hopefully a very successful festival run for you and for Tellus. So let's dive in. As we'll start with a screening of your film. It's about 17 minutes long, and then we'll talk on the back end. Thanks again for sharing your film with us. Tell Us is really powerful, and we're really happy to celebrate it as part of our Show for Change Film Festival this month. To start off, I'd love to just hear a little bit more about how this story came to be, how this film came to be. We're always curious about what that origin story looks like, especially for a very creative project like this.
Yeah, I feel like the story behind this one is a little bit unusual than the traditional filmmaking stories normally are, because the film idea came from a completely different project. So back in April this year, to celebrate the 50th Earth Day, um, some people on the Instagram community that I'm often involved in came together. So it was all led by this lovely woman called Alex, and she organized this project called Planet Project, where she invited lots of us to just share. Um, so creations, photos, stories, poems, whatever, to celebrate Earth. And so on the 22nd of April, we all shared lots of beautiful posts for our planet, and we created this whole chain of celebration. And the people just kept spreading the word and kept spreading all the stories, and eventually we had, I believe, 200, about 200 different contributions, and they were all really wonderful and moving. And I remember I was going through them, and I was just so inspired because I'm very passionate about nature and our planet. And that whole week when we were reading all those posts just filled me with such a strong sense of community, because I just felt like there's all these people who are really passionate about our planet, and who have so many lovely things to say. So I wanted to somehow create something that would memorize this project, and create something that we could look back to, and remember how wonderful this celebration was. So I suggested to Alex if I could make a little film. And originally it was going to be a very, very small film. My idea was to just to pick maybe 5 little quotes, do a 5 minute video, just record the voice myself, just something very small. But then as I went through all of those contributions, and I was reading all those quotes, I realized that there's just so much of them that it's going to be something much bigger. And so I wrote down all the quotes that I liked, and I had to edit them out quite a little bit because at first I think I had almost 30 pages, and then I didn't want the film to be too long.
Right.
And so I collected the ones that I liked, I cut them shorter, I put them in some sort of structure because I kind of wanted to work with them as with a film script to have some kind of beginning, middle, end. And then I also found a few narrators. Again, most of those people were the same people who had written the words, or maybe some others that they knew. And it was just all kind of like a community project where people were just suggesting other people. And then I just started putting the audio together myself because again, this was all happening with the lockdown, so I didn't really have a team like I normally do. I just try to remember how to edit audio all by myself again, and I found a composer, which again was somebody who had written a quote for the project and who had also narrated some of the quotes. So she just messaged me saying, by the way, I do music, I could help out. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I worked with her to create all this whole original soundtrack. And finally, with the visuals for the first part, I filmed everything myself, just around my local area. Then for the middle part, I looked for stock footage, and then for the final part, I decided to ask all these women to film themselves dancing, and I did one dance myself. So I just sent them the music and asked them to, wherever they are in the world, to find a beautiful landscape and just dance. and
Wow.
so and so in a time when the whole world was just kind of divided and isolated, we were all at home. With this project, we were able to come together from literally across the world. We had people from America to Australia, just from all sides of the world working together on this, and it was just very wonderful.
That's incredible. I was going to ask you how you filmed this because of the lockdown. And so to hear that it was partially self-filmed by different people all over the world, and then a combination of other footage is really fascinating, and really powerful. I wanted to ask you actually to start about that community aspect because you touched on it so much throughout the film. You know, how the earth literally obviously connects us even at times when we feel incredibly isolated and separated physically or socially or otherwise, like right now. So I'm curious, was that a theme that emerged from the submissions that you got in, or was that something that you intentionally were thinking about sort of driving home in the piece?
No, it definitely started with all the quotes that the actual Planet project, where this whole project started from. Because again, originally we didn't really know how this Planet project was going to happen, but most of us found ourselves at home in that time, and lots of us also realized that we either really miss nature, or the ones who were able to go for walks realized how wonderful it is to be in nature. And so that's how lots of those quotes were shaped. And also lots of people were talking about how the world seemed more quiet and it was less busy because we all had slowed down, and how nature was able to thrive. So it was definitely a big theme that was going through the film. And yeah, so I think yeah, the situation that the world put us in really helped us to look at nature and the earth from some kind of different point of view, and maybe appreciate it a little bit more, and maybe realize what kind of damage we are doing with our really busy lifestyles. And we were able to just really appreciate it in some ways that maybe we didn't before.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can ascribe intention to Mother Earth, but it does kind of feel like the pandemic is teaching us so many lessons, and those are a few of them,
Yeah.
about how we treat the planet. To us, I mean, this is just a beautiful poem, obviously throughout the film, an extended poem that you sort of pulled together. I'm wondering if there's a line or two that was particularly powerful to you, and why that stood out to you.
Yeah, I feel like, as I said, there were so many quotes, and I had to cut so many of them out when I was trying to write this, shape this into a script. But there is this one line which I have actually saved, I have put up here, which was written by a woman called Jennifer, and she had written a really long poem, and I only used a little snippet from it, and it was this part. The desert sandstorm may come to these lands you see. My seeds may vanish with its sweeping winds. My crops may be pierced with vicious glass of sand, and with scorched throats they will cry out for rain. My house built from dirt and clay may be swept away to crumbles, and I will be on my knees, a prayer on my lips, whispering a desperate plea. I look out at this dry, barren land, and my eyes scan for signs of life far out in the horizon. Is it too late? And I remember I read that, and I just had goosebumps all over me, and I felt like there was so much emotion and so much fear and pain in those words. And that was one of those quotes that I was reading that I realized how powerful it would be in the film. And that little part in the film is one of my favorite moments in the whole film. And the music and the visuals I found, I feel like it really creates this bone chilling kind of moment when it's just all this fear and anxiety in those words, and I just think it's very powerful.
Yeah, and again, it connects directly to what I think we're all feeling, or a lot of us are feeling right now, given what we're going through as a planet, really.
Hey everybody, I'm Jared Millere, the founder of Movie Karma. Thanks so much for stopping by our page. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends and family so we can continue to transform entertainment into action.